The nights in Manhattan were unusual long. After days of storms, the city had become eerily quiet. Haley sat by the French window in her study, watching the occasional police car and flashing lights on the street outside. Ever since Richard's latest attack, everyone in the villa had been on edge. The news continued to break. Richard's Stroll army had thrown online opinion into chaos, with some even privately threatening to punish Haley and Alexander. The harassing phone calls and letters continued in waves. Linda was startled awake by a malicious knock on door in the middle of the night, and even Eric, for the first time, showed signs of exhaustion and anger. That morning, the police announced a breakthrough in the old nightclub case. A nightclub executive had been arrested, based on irrefutable evidence, on suspicion of aiding in the illegal operations and destruction of evidence in the disappearance case. Richard's name was quietly added to the list of suspects, but he remained vocal in the media. "All the slander is fabricated. I will sue anyone who dares to defame me." The atmosphere in the villa grew merciless. Haley felt like she was trapped in a glass box, the malice outside, squeezing her breath. Although Alexander remained calm, it was clear that he had put a lot of effort into protecting everyone. After lunch, Alexander received an encrypted call. His face turned pale. He walked into the study and slammed the door shut. Haley followed him worriedly and knocked gently. "Can I come in?" The door slowly opened, and Alexander was leaning against the window, his back lonely and hard. When he turned around, there was a rare panic and pain in his eyes. "Richard has bribed the police, and someone has leaked the evidence. He now has a recording of Haley, a conversation she accidentally overheard while working at a nightclub, which can be taken out of context to mean Thatch knew nothing about the incident." Haley felt dizzy. She knew this was Richard's final trump card. "Am I a burden to you?" Her voice was filled with despair. "No." Alexander hugged her tightly, his voice hoarse. "We've made it this far. You are no one's weakness. You're their sin. I persevered to the end." He held Haley's face tightly in his hands. "Now it's our turn to fight back. We have new evidence that the police have just found, and we also have Felder you saved. As long as we make the truth public, Richard will never be able to turn the tables." Haley nodded, tears streaming down her face, but with a stubborn smile. "I'll stay with you." That evening, the legal team met secretly with senior police officials. Haley and Alexander handed over all their evidence and leads. The lawyers advised them to either remain silent and await the police's conclusions, or to proactively present evidence to the media and expose Ricard's manipulation and frame up. "If you choose the latter, the storm will be even more severe, but as long as you get through this, the truth will no longer be tampered with by anyone. We won't run away." Alexander's eyes were firm. "Let the truth be known to the world." The press conference was held at a downtown Manhattan hotel. The night before, Haley couldn't sleep. She practiced her speech over and over again, her mind filled with images of the past, her mother's drunken back, the neon lights of the nightclub, Alexander's late-night vigil, Linda's warm smile, and Richard's repeated cold threats. In the morning, Alexander gently held her hand and said, "There is no turning back. I know." Haley forced a smile. "But I'm not afraid anymore." Outside the hotel conference room, media gathered. Alexander and Haley walked side by side onto the stage, their cameras flashing. Alexander briefly outlined the investigation and the evidence, then handed the microphone to Haley. Haley's voice trembled slightly, but her eyes were extremely firm. "I know I'm not a perfect person. In the past, I was evasive, timid, and even afraid of being seen, but no, I choose to stand up because I believe everyone deserves respect and trust. What I want to expose today is not only the truth of the old nightclub case, but also the entire process of our malicious manipulation." She produced the key letter and policy investigation documents, and played its new evidence recording, provided by the police. It was the phone call between the nightclub executives and Richard in secret collusion, which contained clear details of instructions to destroy evidence and frame others. The room erupted in uproar, with reporters clamoring for questions. Alexander responded calmly, "We trust in the law and justice, and are willing to take responsibility for all past mistakes, but we will not allow anyone to push victims and innocent people further into the abyss." The atmosphere on site reached its climax, and the press conference ended amid heated discussions. Late that night, police announced a formal summons for Richard. His legal team tried to stall, but the weight of evidence finally made his case impossible. The nightclub investigation, which had uncovered a series of financial crimes and behind-the-scenes manipulation, made headlines throughout New York. Security remained in place inside and outside the villa, but for the first time in a long time, the house felt relaxed. Linda hummed a little tune in the kitchen, and Eric and the security guards began to chat and laugh. Alexander hugged Haley tightly. "It's almost over. Actually, I still can't believe it. Haley leaned on his shoulder, tears streaming down her face, but this time she felt relieved. You are the strongest person in this storm, Alexander whispered in her ear. You taught me what true courage is. Late at night, Haley sat at the head of her bed and wrote in her diary. She wrote, some nights seem endless, but as long as there is someone by your side, there will be light. The first rays of morning light gradually appeared on the horizon of the city, and a new life for her and Alexander was about to begin.
Please stay tuned for the next episode.
See you there.